Barbarella, the center cannot hold. How many more times do I have to tell you guys that the center cannot hold? It simply cannot hold. The center cannot hold. Issue 4. Yeah, 4 issues of this. Not as I like the book a lot, and this issue is probably my favorite of this center cannot hold arc so far. But it's still not like what I think the last run was doing. It's not like up to that par yet, but I really, really liked this issue. If you are new to Barbarella and you want to get a sense of like, what is the character? What is she doing? What is any of this world? How do you understand it? This is an issue I would show a lot of newcomers because it delves into a lot of the themes of the character. Pretty much everything that her personality and her arc is about is represented in this issue. And she pretty much like neutralizes God's evil, and I'm like, whoa, okay, that's badass. The end of the last issue, we captured Durex, who was like, you can't do anything to me, I'm not going to tell you any information. But Talon's like, I know, I'll torture him. Something that Barbarella is adamantly against. We cannot torture a living being, it'll change you forever. The first thing that makes Barbarella who she is like, I'm not going to hurt a single soul. There may be people that try to kill me and harm me in numerous ways, but I am not going to inflict that same violence upon the world, no matter who it is. And that's pretty cool. But Durex is like, you can't even do shit to me, man. I've got like pain receptors that are numbed. You can't even hurt me in any capacity. You want to physically bind this body, you can't do shit. But Talon's like, no, there is another way, because while all the conflict was going on in the previous moment, I managed to take the, what is it called? It's like the device that they used to neutralize Vix. So it's like the weird like mind meld thing that enters your brain and it has you like transfer into two people. Kind of like the device that's the reason Vix and Talon were connected for a minute. We're going to put it on Durex and we're going to see Talon enter his mind in a horrific way. So they meld together for a minute. It's terrifying. Both of them are hurting. And Talon's like, wow, this guy has a terrible mind. There's some deep, dark stuff in there. I didn't get a lot of information out of him, but what I did manage to figure out is the location of the unnameable. That's pretty cool. Now, if you're reading this, I'm going to put it up on screen for you. There, it does say, fortunately, that piece is the location of the unnameable. Is that a typo in the book? I'm reading the digital copy. I do have, like, the physical copy on me, too. I'll when I do like the editing for this, I'll check like the physical copy to see if it says, fortunately, that piece is the location of the unnameable. I'm like, is that supposed to be their location of the unnameable? It sounds like that is a typo, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a mistake. Look, I love when comics have imperfections. It makes me smile. If I'm just stupid and don't understand what that's trying to say, that piece is a location of the unnameable, I'm just dumb. Who knows? We'll see. But they know where the unnameable is, like this being that is living in another universe. Are we going to be able to find it? Who's to say? How are we going to get to another universe? That seems impossible and like something we can't do. Luckily, Talon knows a trick or two. He's like, I can use my powers to access another plane of existence. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm not going to tell you how I know how to do that, but I know how to do that. If we transfer into another universe, you're going to have to pretty much like redefine yourself as we enter. So you're going to have to think about your base model and what it means to like re-emerge as yourself. So they enter into like this new universe. Everyone's just remembering parts of themselves, who Talon was before all this, who Barbarella was before all this, who Vix was, who Jack Weiler was. They figure out who they all are in like a series of like, okay, this is the evolution of our being. It has like Barbarella just like realizing that she is a being of love. She loves. And that snaps her back and she wakes back up and everyone's like, yeah, we just had the same experience. We're not going to show it because you get it. They enter into the new universe that is housing the unnameable. What is going on there? Well, nothing. It's just darkness and it's black and nothing. But suddenly, randomly, a hand reaches out and catches their ship. And just from that alone, just when a giant hand catches their ship, my first thought is, Oh no, how meta are we going with this book? It's insane because I'm like, okay, this is it. This is the stuff I've been waiting for from Barbarella. I like your good James Bond rabbit. That's a fun parody, and the weird cat people just being like the like Nibbler from Futurama. But what is really going on? Who knows? So they're trying to figure out like, is this the guy that's like threatening us in the other universe? Should we take him out? Should we destroy him? You know, the boys are having that conversation. As that's going on, Barbarella hears like a voice in her head, and it is the voice of this omnipotent being outside of the ship. And she's like, hang on, I can understand you now, and you can understand me, and I can feel all your pain, like your loneliness. It's so vast and scary. I think I should come out and talk to you in person. So she leaves the ship and she starts climbing up the fingernail and the fingers of the man, trying to figure out who it is. He's like, here, I'll bring you to me. And we see like the outline of this giant man creating like a world. And he's got a big white beard. And we're not being subtle with it. It's God. She meets God. She meets God of another universe. He shrinks down to her size, and they have a conversation. She's like, man, you poor thing. You've been alone for so long. That sucks. I feel so bad for you. She's like, not anymore. You're not going to be alone anymore because now you can create planets and stars and galaxies and worlds, and you can have all kinds of creatures and stuff. And they have a loving, tender moment where, yes, they kiss, and it leads to romantic intent. And she's just like, look at the beautiful things you can create. And she's just watching him create stuff. And she's like, this is great. And he wants her to stay in that universe. But she's like, no, I have obligations elsewhere I have to attend to. And I think you know that, but you mean the world to me. And he's a god who has never interacted with another being. He gets angry. And then he sympathizes with her. And then he understands and gets really sad. And she's like, you're going to do fine without me. If you love something, set it free. You're great. Look at what you've created. Look what you can create. They're having this conversation. It is just a god creature. It's Adam and Eve. It's the first man. Like, you get it. It's fun. And I'm loving every second of it. This is the stuff I just absolutely love about the book. It's so great when Barbarella can literally calm God down and talk him into creating a new universe. That is really cool. But he takes that as, oh, I can just create another Barbarella. So he creates another Barbarella that looks more like him. And she's wearing purple and green. And we're like, Jinkies, that looks... No, Jinkies is Velma. Why did I say that? Jeepers. It's like, that's very Daphne. She looks like Daphne with elf ears. And it's just like, okay, I just created... Okay, so are you going to be okay, dude? Like, maybe. I want to create more. I want to create a new life. So... She did it, and she's just like, cool, can you send me back to my friends now? Because they must be really worried about me. So, she gets back onto her ship, reconstitutes on there, and they're like, what just happened? You've been gone. I don't understand any of this. It's very strange. And she's like, it's fine. It worked good. All I have to tell you is the unnameable is no longer a threat. So whatever this creature was that was going to harm us that is unnameable, it's fine. We solved it. And being in this world and interacting with the unnameable has given Barbarella the idea what she needs to do to stop the architects from destroying everything. So she figured it out, and she knows how they're going to bring the architects down. Awesome. Like, this is what I want. And when I say, like, this is the book you want to show to somebody who wants to get the sense of Barbarella, it's these kind of things. It opens up with her being like, you can't hurt somebody. We can only bring love into this world, not harm. And when she sees that her potential lover is like going to do that, she's happy. When he doesn't, that is very in character for her. She has an out-of-body experience. She has an out-of-body experience trying to remember who she is. She is a being of love. She loves, and that reconstitutes her in a new universe. And then she's like, this god is vindictive and angry and lonely. I'm going to make them feel warmth and love. And she does that. She's literally changed the path of a universe because she brought love into it. And I'm like, that is the message of this character that I always try to instill in people. Like, that is what she does. This is what I say when it's like she uses love as a weapon. She literally helped a dude who was bitter and alone create a universe that is going to be good and helpful and inspiring because of the power she brought to it. That's really cool. And now she's going to do like the rest of her big sci-fi mission. Like, that's awesome. Like, that is all you need from this character. And it works so incredibly well. So, Barbarella, the center cannot hold, issue number 4, I am going to give a 9 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.